Today is September 6th, 2022, and I can't believe it. I hope you're all healthy, safe, and ready to go today. So today, we always start out with teammate testimonials, and I believe Scott Lask has some insightful comments. Scott, it's yours.
I want to give a shout out to you, Drew. I attended a meeting that Drew invited me to last week, where he was part of a presentation featuring his passion, which is, helping men to understand it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to be emotional, it's okay to ask for help. And it was far more than I expected. And, having been through my own trials and tribulations, I think this is going to be really helpful because, guys, we need to get with the program. We need to understand that emotions are a good thing, but if we don't process them in a good and meaningful way, it's destructive because our own egos push us down the crater. Whereas you ladies, you figured it out a long time ago, and we should have taken a hint. So I can't encourage you all enough. Whenever Drew is presenting, sign up. Let's support him because it's really important.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate that. Yeah,
From the heart.
it is alarming for both men and women. I mean, I think it's about 85 to 90% of physical ailments stem from stress. And when we're stressed and we don't try to manage it, the body's telling us something by having it manifest and come out in physical ways. And we got to kind of get in tune with our bodies. So thank you very much, Scott. Appreciate it. So today we have an exciting presentation from Michelle Marie Adams. We have the perfected drum roll by Sir Scott Lask. And are we ready for the drum roll? And then, all right, you got to unmute though so we can hear the drum roll.
All right, here we go.
We all heard that. Michelle Marie, it's all yours.
Great, thank you. Good morning. So true to my luck, technology hates me, and my computer went down this morning. So I had this lovely PowerPoint presentation I was going to show you, but now I'm just going to wing it, basically. So what I want to talk about is real estate. Obviously, I'm an agent for Keller Williams Metropolitan. And so we just want to kind of go over just Keller Williams, an overview, kind of a quick little definition of real estate and kind of where we are currently, talk a little bit about myself and what I can do for your friends, family, yourself, contacts, and then just a little Q&A. Okay, so just an overview of Keller Williams. It was born in 1983 by Gary Keller and Joe Williams. Williams being a commercial, and then Gary Keller was the residential. They started in Austin, one office, and within 5 years grew to be the top office in Austin, Texas, and then just kind of spread like wildfire from there. Currently, they are the number 3 ranked real estate brokerage in all of the United States. So it's a great company to work for. Their success is they franchised instead of owning each office. So each office is owned and operated independently from their own market center. And then Gary Keller came up with this great idea of how do we incentivize real estate agents? Yes, it's great. You get a house and you get commission, and that's wonderful. But he wanted to basically have people have a little bit more buy-in. And so he created something called a profit share. And so this profit share was basically like, okay, you're putting your effort and your money and your time and your soul into this company. We're going to give you back a little bit. So it's not just with that. They also do education. It's a really great company to work for. And, I work out of the Morristown office for Keller Williams Metropolitan, and it's just a great office. It really is a lot of great people. You kind of hear rumors of real estate being, you have to hide your black book. You can't show anybody your clients. But it's a great team because we actually help each other. We share information, we share tactics, we share scripts. So it's a really, really great experience. So real estate itself, it's a wild ride. So before I came into real estate, I was actually in meetings and events for about 19 years. And COVID hit and meetings and events really went away. I was lucky that I got to keep my job, but it went from me running a team of 9 individuals to me running myself ragged, just trying to, rebook everything. So I thought, let me go in a different direction. And real estate just sounded very interesting. It's a massive market. I mean, I think it was $6.1 million in 2021. Of transactions, and it's just, it's been going crazy. I think 2020 and 2021 were kind of very unique years, and that's kind of what I've lived in. But it basically, where we are today, we're kind of looking back now to pre-COVID numbers as far as the available units that are, the inventory, how long the inventory is sitting. I mean, there was a peak back in December, January, and February where houses weren't even sitting on the market for more than 10, 12 days. So we're kind of going back into that. Okay, they're sitting for 30 days, they're sitting for 35, 40 days. So we're starting to come back into a more balanced market. Whereas before it was just a complete seller's market. There weren't enough houses. There were way too many buyers. We all kind of, the topic at the dinner table was always real estate. So, we're kind of seeing that shift back. We're setting up our comps to be back to 2020 or 2019, just a more realistic view of what the houses are actually being sold at. So regarding real estate agents, and this I found to be very interesting, was the average real estate agent sells about 8 to 12 houses per year. And that's a full-time agent. That's not a part-time person working another job. And some interesting fact is when I took my class, I took it in June of 2020, and it was online. And there were probably 97 people in that class. And I thought to myself, okay, how many of these people are actually going to stick with it? How many of them are actually going to become agents? And so I did a little research, and I found that of everyone who, number one, you have to pass the school test and you have to pass the state test. About 50% of the people drop off right there. Then of those 50%, about who actually make it to become a real estate agent, about 90 of them drop off in the first year. Then we fast forward 5 years later, only about 23% of the agents in year 5 actually stay on. So when you're thinking about hiring a real estate agent, sometimes it's not just about the years of experience, because someone who has, like myself, I've only been full-time since April, but I've already had 10 transactions. So that's only halfway through my year. Very dedicated. I feel very blessed that I've had the success that I have. But when you're looking at interviewing agents, or when you're talking to your friends, you're talking to your colleagues and family, it's not always about, oh, well, she's only been in real estate for half a year or a year and a half. It really depends on, your volume, your dedication, your work ethic, everything like that. And if you find a great agent that you click with and they've only been in the business for 2 years, they've already made it past 2 hurdles. So it's a good bet. So just a little bit about myself then. So kind of, you've already heard a little bit of the history. So started this journey in March 2020, got licensed in March of 2021, and then just went full-time in April of 2022. So my areas of expertise, obviously I'm in northern New Jersey. I live in Lake Hopatcong, so I really try to focus in on that area. We live on the lake, a little bit of an expert as far as when it comes to lake living, lake houses, septic systems, wells, all that fun stuff that some of the agents that work in Hudson County might not understand, or anything like that. So Again, I work for a team, and that's for Keller Williams Metropolitan. I work for a team called Crawford Lorenzo Home Selling Team. And Gordon Crawford has been in the industry for about 40 years. He's kind of a legend in this whole area, and so I feel very honored that he selected me to be part of his team, which his motto is always honesty, transparency, and hard work. And if you do those three things, you will have clients, become friends, become referrals, just paying it forward as much as we can. So, I work with a lot of first-time homeowners or home buyers because I love that feeling. For me, it's a smaller purchase. I'm not chasing the $1 million listings, although I will take them if you have them. I definitely get a great feeling about helping someone through the very strategic and timely process to be able to help them find their first time home. And it's just such a great feeling when you're sitting at that closing table and they're signing the paperwork and you have the keys, the little key ring that says, your new adventure starts, and you give it to them. So that's a great feeling for me. I love helping people, and I feel like this is just an amazing way to help individuals and families, achieve their dreams. So that's it in a nutshell. Any questions?
That was fantastic, Michelle Marie. Thank you for sharing.
Would have been
Scott,
better with PowerPoint.
well, you know what?
No,
You know what?
actually, I think you did great. I think you did
Yeah.
great because
Absolutely.
I got to know who you are, more than I have in the last few meetings. How do you see, or what's Keller Williams' forecast as we, continue this inflationary, potentially recessionary phase with interest rates continuing to move higher? And just as a caveat, I know the inverted yield curve after decades in this business, and it doesn't look good. So what's the forecast, and how are you seeing it on the ground?
So there's a couple different schools of thought on that. Two extremes and then a lot of people in the middle. We're hopeful, and the reason is because there is still not a lot of inventory out there. You would have thought that everybody who was going to sell their house already sold their house in 2020 and 2021. But there's still quite a few people out there that, they don't want to sell or they don't know where to go. And that's kind of the biggest thing. Where are we going to go? So there's not a lot of inventory, but there are still a ton of buyers out there. And if you're looking about the millennials that are now coming of age to purchase those homes, that's 5 million people. Potentially 5 million buyers that want to purchase a home instead of renting and paying someone else. We're also seeing that it's not going to slow down because, like you said, interest rates are going up, rent is also going up, and it's going to be probably going up a bit higher than it's going to go over the inflation. So it's going to be increasing. What am I trying to say? It's going to be increasing more than we can catch up with it in inflation. So it's actually going to be cheaper to buy a home than it's going to be to rent. So we're hopeful.
Michelle Marie, I apologize for being late, but I wanted to ask, where do you think do you have any idea where the break even point is? So, I mean, I can tell people what they're going to pay, but I don't know what the rentals are. So is there an average, let's say for our area, is there an average rent or a national average?
I mean, the national average, probably looking more in our area. And again, it's very specific because if you look at like a place like Morristown, that rent is going to be much, much higher than anything out here in Lake Hopatcong. Right. And then if you look at, anything in Jersey City along that line, that's going to be ridiculous. So the average is probably going to be about 2,500. If you're talking about kind of taking everything, but then when you go more into the city set, in the urban living, you're going to probably see rent as high as $34,000, and that's for like a studio, 1 bedroom. I mean, it's going to be interesting because people just are not going to be able to afford rent. It will literally be cheaper to buy a house, even with the rising inflation costs. For the
I've worked with a few agents. Keller Williams agents, and all it does is take one bad agent that can tarnish the image of an agency. And I got to tell you, there's a DNA, there's a there's a consistency with the agents I've worked with. They were amazing, great, really had their clients' interests at heart. Very easy to work with, and I wouldn't hesitate to go with Keller Williams. So yeah, you're right. You joined a great firm, great
Thank you.
company, and I recommend Keller Williams to everybody.
Perfect. We'll recommend Michelle Marie Adams with Keller
I will.
Williams to everybody.
There we go. David's up.
Yeah, question. Do you primarily handle just residential, or do you handle commercial as well? Or do you have people on your team that do commercial?
So I partner with a colleague that we do commercial. We actually have a commercial building coming up in Belleville. And I'm just now, again, getting started in that. So what I've only done is residential so far, but I'm so interested in commercial. So I'm working with him to learn about it so that at some point I'll be able to do both.
Scott.
Commercial is a completely different beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying is where residential rates, maybe they've plateaued, I don't know, but they're not going through the roof like they were, I guess, in the past.
Right.
Commercial though, warehouses, forget it. We'd love to get a warehouse. We just can't afford it.
Yeah, it's interesting. The warehouses, they've gone up, but like the brick and mortar storefronts, you can't fill them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, and most everything's gone virtual as far as, products. Services is another thing, but you can buy a dress online. You don't need to go to a store to get it. So it's going to be interesting what happens to a lot of those commercial buildings, especially now, even if you're just talking about an office building, because people are working from home. So you have these office buildings that are sitting half empty, and they're still paying them the mortgage on them, but they're not getting the rent that they need from the people who used to come to work. So that industry, that particular market is going to completely change. I don't know enough about commercial to speak on it intelligently, but I do know that the face of that entire commercial world is going to change.
Michelle, do you have like a little guide for first-time home buyers? Because I'm getting a lot of more business from like my clients' children and younger folks. And when you buy your first home, your first piece of real estate, you have no clue what you're doing. Do you have anything like that, like a PDF that you can send me that I can
I
keep
do.
on
I have
file?
I have an entire packet that I put together for my whole team, because
Okay.
everyone was very concerned, putting a listing packet together, this and that. And I said, what about the buyers? Let's really put something together.
I
for
give you
them.
an example. My niece, and then I'll shut up, Drew. My niece bought a house down in Virginia Beach. Now, my brother had passed away a long time ago, so she kind of did it on her own, didn't have the brains enough to think to maybe call people who have experience. And she never had a good title company do the survey. And she found out the hard way that her driveway is not her driveway.
Oh,
She owns a house, she can't use the driveway, and the guy that owns it doesn't want to sell it to her, but he has taken out, court orders that you can't park in this driveway.
oh my gosh. Yeah. Those are the things that, you
And the
need to
lawyer
have.
that did the title, they can't find them.
Yeah.
So,
And that's,
I'll
that's
put my
really
email in the chat if you wouldn't mind sending it to me.
yeah, absolutely. I can definitely do that. And anyone else who wants that, just let me know. And once my computer is up and running, I will send that. But yeah, the first time packet, it's just basically explains everything, and it has like a step-by-step how the process is, what your anticipated closing costs are going to be, things that you need to consider. Obviously when you're making a big purchase and you're financing, don't buy a car, don't buy furniture, don't get excited. So it's just a lot of those, very key information that, again, you wouldn't know unless you talk to somebody. So yeah, I'll definitely send that.
Michelle Marie, that was awesome. And I love
you.
your card and your picture, and you're on the map. Way to go.
All right.
All right.
Made it.
All right. So we'll start with our 45 seconds. And unless you have something else to add, Michelle, we'll go on with the rest of the team members.
Yeah, no, I mean, just to add, if you guys ever have any family, friends, colleagues, coworkers, anything, if you have any questions, even if you're not looking to buy or sell or rent right now, I'm happy to answer any of those questions. It's valuable to me to make, to create those relationships where at some point, maybe down the road, you're in the market or you want to be out of the market. So just keep me in mind for any questions at all. Doesn't have to be that you're bringing business right now. It's just, let's start the conversation.
That's wonderful, Michelle Marie. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, who's on deck? I think he looks familiar. Yeah, that would be me. So I'm Drew Duraney, and I'm the Chief Resilience Officer with Profit Compassion, my company. And my focus is to support men to overcome adversity, any types of adversity, no matter how trivial that individual may think. I've been through my share of adversity with limited support and guidance. Men don't seek help. We say we're fine, often we're not. When we're ready to ask for help, we need support systems that are readily available, somewhere with no judgment. I've created a Men Supporting Men collaboration tribe. We're kicking off on September 15th. So I've already let the men in this group know about it. I hope you hop on my website and please register for the free open house. The open house is complimentary. I'm creating a community, curating a community where men can come to share and learn how to build trusting relationships. Men now have a place where we can turn to each other for support. Drew Duraney, Profit Compassion, supporting you to overcome adversity. Next up is George.
Good morning. Yes, so Rare Finds, we have a consignment shop. We actually have another business that runs estate sales. And the consignment shop, Rare Finds, grew out of a need for folks who, when the estate sale's over, there are still items that have value. So we make them available through the consignment shop. Or people are just downsizing. They don't really want to run a full-blown estate sale, but they have rare and unusual items. We're building a great reputation. People love coming in and just browsing around at the unusual home decor things that we have in the store. So it's Rare Finds in New Providence, New Jersey. And next up is Andrea.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Andrea Burrows coming to you from a very rainy northern New Jersey. My office sits in Madison, and I work with Matt Keene's team. And he is an amazing loan officer. His primary function is people who are buying houses and making sure that those realtors get what they need in order to make sure that their clients are happy. So if you know anybody who might be looking for a new home, if you think of me, Andrea Burrows with Guaranteed Rate.
Jeannie's not with us today, so next up is Mohammed.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Mohammed Mewali. I work with USI Insurance Services, which is I help people to get the right insurance for them, for their houses, the new houses that they will buy, and for their cars, and if there is any liability. So please, whenever you have any question regarding your insurance needs, or you know somebody who have questions regarding the insurance needs, you can give me a call. Have a great week. Next on David.
Thank you.
David Quick, Total Cover IT. What we do here at Total Cover is we totally cover your business computer systems like a blanket with monitoring, security, protection, on-demand support for both your Mac and PC issues. A good referral from me typically would be a professional firm between 10 to 100 employees. Now just remember, there are three types of businesses: those that have been hacked, those that will be hacked, and those that have been hacked but don't know it yet. Let's have a conversation. David Quick, Total Cover IT, where our eye is on your T.
Oscar's not with us today. Thank you, David. Next up is Scott.
Morning, everyone. I'm the Chief Investment Officer and founder of the Wealth Management Group. We are experts in risk management that allows you to grow consistently and building lifetime incomes. Question: are you feeding the bear? I mean the bear market, which many of you have never really experienced. This is my 7th bear market. And if you're feeding the bear, it's time for a second opinion. Costs you nothing. And the good news is occasionally we actually find someone that we say, your advisor's doing great. Call him or her up, give them a hug and thank them. We are doing a seminar next week, September 13th. I'll put the details in the chat.
Thank you, Scott. Kim.
Hi, Kim Pearlstein, Strategic PearlMark LLC, Strategic Marketing Solutions, and I help you stay top of mind with your connections so that they remember you when they figure out what they need and they remember who you are. So you've been connecting with them for a long time and you stay top of mind, and the tools I teach are LinkedIn, email marketing, and direct mail strategies so that you can get more business and get more referrals and grow your business. And we also have a way with the direct mail platform to get 10-cent leads. So if you're looking for new business, please reach out to me and let's talk.
Thank you, Kim. Alyssa actually has a photo shoot this morning, so she can't be with us. But Sean's with us.
Okay, so good morning everyone. So my name is Sean and I am an all-around virtual assistant. I am acquainted with most of the well-known apps and software that businesses use, but I am always open to learn new things. So in essence, these are the things I can do. I can do graphics, account management, that includes emails and social media accounts. CRM management, I can also do customer service, website maintenance, administrative tasks, and data entry. I can also do moral support if you need it. You don't even need to employ me full-time. Again, I am Sean Solis, creating time and freedom for my clients. So thank you guys. Next up is Project Scholarship.
Thanks so much, Sean. So Project Scholarship is a creation of the late Dennis Harabin. We're trying to keep this going. Our own our own Sean Solis is a product of Project Scholarship, where the goal is to, over the next years, to operate the operation as much as possible by students for students. We need less debt for these students going from classroom to career. And Relax Social Media is next. And we'll just show a quick video here, tell you a little about our program.
Managing your own social media accounts can be a total pain. It's time-consuming, distracting, and if you're not really good at it, it could ruin your reputation. Relax Social Media takes the stress off your shoulders and lets you focus on what your business does best. We ease your workload by providing high-quality social media management services at an affordable price. Our all-in-one proprietary software streamlines and automates your process. We help you reach your audience with strategies that work to make sure your posts are receiving the engagement they deserve. And you can get all of this in our Platform Plus package, starting at just $99 a month without any contracts. So relax. Stop doing things manually. Start today.
So this is a great program that's offered to everybody here and outside of our team. You can do it. There's a do-it-yourself package, or there's a package where the people behind the scenes can automate your social media and handle it themselves. So you can call that number if you're interested. We don't have any visitors today, so yeah, and this is, we want to keep this slide up. There's the late Dennis Harabin. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to keep Relax Tax going, because obviously he was the driver of this, and we miss him very much. So, and then, so just want to recap before we head out of the live streaming that we really appreciate all of you joining us, and for the people outside watching. We have some exciting speakers coming up. You'll definitely want to be here for next Tuesday, because Mohammed will be speaking on how he services his clients. On September 20 will be David Quick. And then on September 27, we're going to have Desiree Afan with Relax Social Media do a 101 about that program. Looking forward to that. And that is the end of our live streaming. Thank you all for coming. This was Relax Teams Northern New Jersey. We meet every Tuesday morning, 8:30 to 9:30 Eastern Time. And today is September 6, 2022. Have a safe and healthy day.